Yay, I remembered.
Awesome. All right, you ready to go? All right, everybody. Super excited to see you guys here tonight. Have a training that's coming from way back, but it's foundational. It's actually right in line with what we're doing here, what we're trying to do. But anyways, excited to see you guys. So tonight we're going to talk about something that Albert Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it. Those who don't pay it. Now, the way that fits in with what we're going to share tonight is because it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. When I first saw this about the numbers, I was so excited because I realized, oh my gosh, I don't have to go out and sponsor the world. When I understood this, when I saw this training, and I first saw this training from Don Fala. So those of you guys that don't know, we've been talking a little bit about Don Fala. He's the Own Your Life guy. He's the guy that wrote the 45-second presentation, another book called Own Your Life. And these things you can pick them up on Amazon. They're pretty cheap if you want to get an actual book of them, but Own Your Life and the 45-second presentation are pretty foundational. The napkin presentations he teaches in those. Guys, I think that we could literally take that book, and I plan to hopefully in the future, and literally use the napkin presentations as the only thing you need to do as a system to help someone get started in network marketing, whether or not they're brand new, never done it, or someone who's a seasoned networker. But anyways, let's talk about this for a minute. So the numbers, they're super exciting when you look at the numbers. And we have what's called a binary compensation plan, right? We have a left leg, we got a right leg. What's special about what we have? Our particular compensation plan revolves around you plus 3, right? You plus 3 makes everything work here, okay? Other comp plans or companies, it's 2. You got to get 2. Some of them you got to get 4 or 5 to make, to unlock the comp plan. For us, it's you plus 3. So what does that do? Well, the plus 3 gets your membership paid for. Everybody that comes in, whether they want to be a customer or they want to be a partner, we should all be asking them, hey, do you want to take the 30-day challenge? Try to get your membership paid for. It's a win-win situation. There's no lose here. If you get your 3, great. If you don't, at least you exposed a bunch of people, okay? So everybody should be taking the 30-day challenge when they come in. It's a win-win proposition. When you get your 3, you're now being paid $4.45 a day, okay? That's $137 a month. So they take it right out of your commissions and your membership is paid for. 3 to profitability. That's important.
135.
135, right? They take 135 out of the 137. So you get 137, but they take 135 out. So you're covered by a couple. But anyways, and you're going to get $50 if they're all platinums. And we're just talking about platinums here. If they're all platinums, you're going to get a $50 direct sell bonus. That's $150 for your 3 people. And if you do it in the 30-day challenge, you unlock the compensation plan. That extra $100 when you hit 1 star, right? Pretty awesome. Okay, so that's why in our comp plan and what we're doing here is you plus 3. Let me tie this into the Saturday training real quick. The Saturday training. How many of you here were on the Saturday training and got to hear from our brand new 1-star ambassador? Anybody? Were you guys here? Did you get to hear from our new 1-star ambassador?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why his group is exploding? Now get this. They put in like 700 people in 1 month. Their group has 700 people coming in. They haven't even had a chance to use the product, go anywhere, do anything. Do you know why they're exploding?
They want to make money.
Yeah, but you plus 3. You plus 3. They understand that if you do you plus 3, first checkbox is your membership is paid for and you don't have to pay for it anymore. Then you teach U+3 and you help them do U+3. They have 700 people who haven't even had a chance to go on a trip. They don't know what we know. They don't know how awesome the product is. They haven't even been on a trip. But they know that if they do U+3, they'll get their membership paid for. They'll get $150 back. They'll unlock the compensation plan. So what do they have? They've got belief. They've got belief that if they'll do what their sponsor's telling them to do, if they'll get excited about it, they will go do U+3. They'll get their membership paid for. And if you just do that and you sponsor and teach, it creates duplication. Now, why I'm talking about this is because it leads right into the numbers training. It leads right into this magic called compound interest that Einstein was talking about. And when we apply that to our comp plan, it gets pretty exciting, guys. There was a guy named Jimmy the Butcher Smith. He was 63 years old when he was introduced to network marketing, okay? He was a butcher for 40 years. 40 years. He had to retire because his back gave out on him. He didn't know what to do. He found network marketing. Now, who did he find? Don Failla. He found Don Failla, the Own Your Life system, because somebody shared a VHS, I think it wasn't back then, or a cassette tape on these numbers. And Don would go over the numbers. 2 people who sponsor 2 people is 4. 4 people who sponsor 2 is 8. 8 who sponsor 2 is 16. 16 who sponsor 2 is 32. Now, what do we notice about that? Geometrically, it's compounding and compounding, right? Starts out really slow. How many of you here know about the penny that doubles every day? We've heard about the penny that doubles every day. Many of you on here may know that. I wrote that out just for my own purpose because I wanted to see that in action for my own self. So on day 1, you got a penny. 15 days later, guys, you only have $327. 15 days. But when you go 15 more days, you got $10 million. That concept is what took Jimmy the Butcher Smith from a broke butcher at 63 years old. He didn't care about the product they were sharing with him when he was 63. He heard Don Failla talk about these numbers. If he could help 2 people, sponsor 2 people, who would sponsor 2 people, and if he would work that down, and if he could help people sponsor, teach, and duplicate. Sponsor, teach, and duplicate. That's what our newest ambassador is doing on a massive scale. Sponsor, teach, duplicate. So look at this. A penny goes from 1 cent to $10 million in 30 days. Well, if we look at our compensation plan, think about this for a minute. If it was 2, like Don Failla teaches, 2 who sponsor 2, down 6 levels, that's 64 people, okay? If it took you 6 months to get 64 people doing 2, that's pretty awesome though. 64 people if you just helped everybody get 2. But now let's look at our comp plan. 3 who sponsor 3 is 9. Who sponsor 3 is 27. Who sponsor 3 is 81. Who sponsor 3 is 243. Who sponsor 3 is 729. Now, when you look at these 2 side by side, 2 down 6 levels is 64 people. 3, our comp plan, down 6 levels is 729. The difference between 2 and 3 is 665 more people. But what's the real difference here? The real difference is we taught everybody to sponsor one more person. Just one more person. And the difference between 2 and 3, 665 people, guys. So here's Jimmy the Butcher Smith. He sees this. He's 60 years old, 65 years old. He's like, this is crazy. He applies it. He practices it. He learns it. He fails, goes on to several years, finally starts to learn this and apply it. He became the #1 income earner in his company. Over $90 million earned between him and his 2 daughters. By the way, guys, that's a binary, just like ours, only is not as good as ours. In his binary, his family's earned over $90 million. He put his daughter on one leg and he put his other daughter on the other leg. And all they focused on was the numbers. Just the numbers. Because if you do this, if you sponsor and teach, it will duplicate. Sponsor, teach, duplicate, right? He's 90, he just had his 95th birthday on the 19th. And he's still doing Zooms and teaching every day, Jimmy Smith. You can look him up on YouTube. His story's incredible. His wife even wanted to divorce him over network marketing because he tried to talk to his kids on Thanksgiving dinner about it. The stories he tells are incredible. He says people used to see him coming and they'd turn around and go the other way. He said, you know what's interesting? Today, people stand in line to shake my hand. How powerful is that?
That's amazing.
People used to run away, and now they stand in line to shake my hand. But it all started because of this concept that Don Fela teaches about the numbers and how powerful it is. See, the numbers mean that's why we're not selling here. We're teaching. We're sponsoring and teaching duplication. If we sponsor and teach duplication down group, we work down, we get our 3, we help them get their 3, we help them get their 3, we help them get their 3. Don Fela says, if you'll just go down 3 levels, guys, that's 27 people. 27. Now, let's overlay that on our compensation plan, okay? Let's do that. Let's see what we got. When you've got 3 levels and you've got 27 people, now think about this. You didn't go out and try to sponsor someone new. This is just working with those 3 that you first got. You're working down group. 27 people, guys. You're now a 1-star. You're over a 1-star. You're $10 a day. You're making that income, but you're so much closer to 2-star. If everybody just does U+3 like our brand new ambassador is doing with over 700 people, U+3, those people are rapidly going from director to 1-star to 2-star because of this concept of the numbers. If you understand the numbers, you won't even sleep tonight. Imagine that. Imagine you came in, imagine tomorrow morning you woke up and you're like, oh my God, this is incredible. I'm so excited. Do what you got to do to get your 3. Whatever you got to do to get your 3. We know how good the product is. They don't even know. They haven't even tried it, haven't even had a chance to go anywhere, guys. But they're sponsoring and teaching a concept of U+3. If you'll just do U+3, okay, our latest 1-star ambassador, they had $700 together as a married couple. That's all they had. Some of you heard their story. $700, their last $700, was absolutely convinced that this would work for them. So he took $350 for himself and $350 for his pregnant wife, and they joined. And they just went after it. They helped everybody see this. And then his sponsor and upline, Dr. Phyllis, they all worked together to help them get their 3. So when you look at what network marketing is all about, it's not about selling a product. If you just want to sell a product, here's the graph. I want you to look at this. This is what is the salesman failure syndrome. This is why we're not in sales. if on a graph, a salesman who's just selling this, he's going to take off like a rocket. He's going to go up at like a 45-degree angle. He's bringing people in like crazy, okay? But guess what happens? It doesn't take very long for the people he brought in down here to start falling off. So what does his graph look like? It cuts off and goes straight across like this. He takes off like a rocket, selling it to everybody he knows. No teaching, no sponsoring, no depth, no duplication. Before long, they're leaving just as fast, so it goes across. Now, someone who's sponsoring and teaching U+3, guess what happens? We start off like this at the bottom of the graph, and it's almost parallel because we're not making much money in the beginning. We're just teaching U+3, 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 but guess what happens? Geometric progression catches up. And you go like this. You skyrocket because you have more people sponsoring and teaching. Compound interest is working for you. So the simple concept of the numbers, if you can get that, the penny doubling every day is exactly what we're doing with U+3. The penny doubling every day is exactly what we're doing with U+3. That's why we're trying to slow down to go fast. We're trying to slow down, help the people we have get their 3, help them get their 3. Now remember, we can't push anybody to do this business, right? They have to hold their hand up. They have to ask questions. They have to ask for help. You just can't push their rope, but you can gently tug it and ask them if they need some help and want your help. Sarah Pease is a master at this. She's incredible at helping people and encouraging people to step out. But anyways, so it's the numbers, guys. It's the numbers. We're not in sales. We're in the sponsoring and teaching business, not the recruiting and selling business. Get that. If you sign up somebody, I'll tell you right now, if any of you sign up somebody who's a super salesperson, call me or Sarah. We want to talk to them because they can be incredible in your organization if they understand network marketing. If they understand it's not about sales, because they're trained their whole life to sell for the sales manager. They're doing this, sell, but not network marketing. Doesn't work like that. All of a sudden they peter off and they go like this, and then they say something's wrong with the product or the company or something else, and they're gone. And there you are wondering, gosh, if my super salesperson can't do this, how in the world am I going to do it? You catch that? If my super salesperson can't do this and he leaves, how in the world am I going to do it? So we have to make sure when we're getting someone started, we have that discussion with them. We make sure we set the right expectations. We find out what their goals are, and then we help them do U+3. We help them take the 30-day challenge. So I want you guys just to think about that conceptually this week. The numbers is what this is all about. It's about using the 8th wonder of the world, compound interest. You're going to start out slow. We don't get paid very much in the beginning. Everybody on here knows that. They put a lot of work in. Hillary, Barb, myself, Sarah. You're going to put a lot of work in the beginning. You're helping people. But as you start to duplicate, you have more people duplicating. This is why our brand new one-star ambassador is exploding, and none of them have even had a chance to use the product. I will tell you that our best product is not the world tours. It's not the getaways. Our best product is 80BV. Our best product is 80BV. When you help people, 3 of them, that 80BV sets you free. You're no longer paying for it, right? And then if you teach them to do that, that's where the magic comes in. So we sponsor people and we teach them to sponsor people. This is what it looks like. Randy comes in, okay? Randy sponsors Hillary, and he teaches Hillary to teach Barb to sponsor Michelle. Okay? Randy comes in, going 3 levels. He sponsors Hillary, teaches Hillary to teach Barb how to sponsor Michelle. See, we're sponsoring and we're teaching. We're sponsoring and we're teaching. We're sponsoring and we're teaching. And if you'll just go down 3 levels with each person that puts their hand up, that says, I want to do this, you know, we might have to get 10 or 12 people or whatever it takes to get 2 or 1 that's going to say, yes, I want to go for it. That's a gold ship, by the way. That's more napkin presentations. A gold ship is someone who's asking for help. They're doing 3 ways. They're putting in the effort. You know, that's a gold ship. You want to work with your gold ships. There's only 3 kinds. There's the empty ship, there's the silver ship, and the gold ship. Everybody you sponsor comes in as a silver ship. They're all have potential. How they respond to you and how you respond to them will determine whether or not they go from a silver ship to a gold ship. When we are inviting people, we're standing on the dock, we're launching ships. Okay, this is all simple training in the napkin presentations. It makes the whole industry understandable. When we're inviting people, we're standing on the dock, we're launching ships. Some of those ships are going to be empty, some of them are going to be silver, some of them are going to come in with gold on them. If you know that, when your ship comes in, what do you want it to be laden with? Do you want it to be empty? Do you want it to have silver, or would you rather have gold? So when you look at it that way, you know which ships you should be working with. It's the gold ships, okay? And then you can go back and work with the silver ships who can become gold ships. But if you spend your time working with the empty ship, what's an empty ship? Someone who's always complaining that this doesn't work, or they're never asking you any questions, or they're never coming to any of these trainings. You see that? That's an empty ship. It's human nature to want to work with the empty ship because we want to help them. We want to help them, right? But if you spend your time working with the empty ships, you might go down with them. Spend your time working with the gold ships that are duplicating and sponsoring and teaching. And then go work with the silver ships. They might upgrade to a gold ship and sponsor and teach. These are just simple napkin presentations. The 3 most important words in network marketing. Number 1, understand what it's really about. That's why 100% of people who aren't in networking, they don't understand it. They think it's a pyramid scheme. They have no clue that it's really about the numbers. It's really about geometric progression. It's really about this leverage residual income that they'll never have without this. So if we help them understand it in the beginning, the right way, set the right expectations, and we just have a little bit of patience, this is the hard part, right? We got to have a little bit of patience here to help work with these people. It's going to take them 6 months, 8 months, a year. Okay? Some of them are going to take off in 5 months, like our newest ambassador, because they knew right out the gate, if I tell you to get your 3, they went and got their 3. I saw it in the numbers. Then they told the next person, well, get your 3. Now on the backside, they can catch up to all the world tours and they can catch up to all the great stuff. But they saw it in the numbers. They understood network marketing because Dr. Phyllis and I were teaching them U+3. But anyways, I went a little bit longer than I wanted to on that, but I want you guys to get that. If you only understand that what we're doing is we're sponsoring and teaching people into a system that will duplicate so they can have a home-based business that will get them to their freedom day. You see that? We're sponsoring and teaching people a duplicatable business that will get them to their Freedom Day if they do the work, if they do the push-ups, right? If they make the calls, if they invite people. And this goes back to why we started this way, Barb and Hillary. We wanted to start this a way that everybody could have success, have more conversations. If you'll just have more conversations, it will lead to invitations. Invitations will lead to a destination, a Zoom, a three-way, where they'll get more information. Now we can take their temperature and see if they want a 1, 2, 3. So that's the training for this week on the numbers. I hope you guys get excited about that, because if you catch the fire on the numbers when you're sharing it with people, U plus 3 all of a sudden means more. When I first was breaking this down and telling you guys about the U plus 3, you're just thinking, oh yeah, let's just get 3. But now when you see what that 3 actually does, and when you go down in depth, and how that compounds, that compounding interest on your 3, that's where the magic happens. So anyways, that's all I got. I hope you guys get excited about that. Go look up Jimmy the Butcher Smith. Amazing guy. He'll grab your heart. His story's incredible. I think he went broke, went bankrupt after his 60s. His wife wanted him to be a crossing guard attendant. He said, I had 6 kids. I'm not going to go out there with a sign and take kids across the street. I raised 6. But he found network marketing because of Don Fela and the numbers. The numbers got him. And he has turned this numbers into $90+ million for him and his family. And he has helped so many people around the world with the concept. Don Fela is the guy with the 45-second presentation we're talking about, the Own Your Life guy. He's the guy that led Jimmy the Butcher Smith to where he is today. And he will tell you, you'll see it in some of his videos. If you go to YouTube, you'll see him talking about how he went in a closet and listened to it over and over. Listen to these numbers. And he finally got that. And he said, there's no way I can fail. There's no way I can fail with these numbers unless I quit. And that's his training. Nobody in network marketing can fail unless they quit, because it's in the numbers. And if you'll have enough conversations, your skill level will go up. Your confidence will go up. The way you're sponsoring and helping people, you'll get better at it because it's about the numbers. So that's it. All right, wrap it up. That's it. All right. That's all I got.
Thank you, Randy. That was amazing. Really appreciate it.
That's what got me excited. When I first came into Trevorium, I was just focused on travel. I told Hillary that's all I was focused on. And it took me probably about 6 months to really understand the numbers. I really love the numbers. Numbers don't lie. And when I saw how it compounded and how the binary plan works for us, that's what blew my mind. And it happened very, very quickly after that. So once you guys build your belief on that and trust in the numbers, you guys are going to be unstoppable.
That's a great share. Thank you, Barb. Anybody else have something they'd like to share? Some wins, some challenges?
Hillary, this is Lori. I'll share. So I had this shirt on. Oops, I can't get it to show. It just says travel the world. And I could wear it to work because it didn't have Trevorium on it, right? So anyway, right as I was getting ready to leave tonight, this lady goes, travel the world. I'd love to travel. And I'm like, do I talk to her about it or not? I have her name here. And her phone number and stuff. And so when we're done, I'm gonna contact her tonight. But she used to arrange tours for high school students, and now arranges tours for older people, since she retired from doing that at school. And so, yeah, she's very interested in travel. And but I told her, and it's funny because I said, and when you start, you just get 3. So I already told her that before I even have really done a presentation. I just said, if you want your membership free, you're going to get 3. And then we hope your friends get 3. And it's free for them. That's what I did. I did that within 30 days. I'm like, I'm not paying for it. And so I tell everybody that. So yeah, that part makes sense. It's just getting the people down below you to get that 3. So anyway, gonna keep working on that.
That's awesome. Good luck. Let us, report back next week. Let us know how it
I
goes.
will. This was a mistake shirt too. Tina Sidham had ordered these when we were in Florida, and I ordered it, and it was supposed to have Trevorium on the front, and it was supposed to have something else. I don't know, like a pocket, and then this big thing was supposed to be on back. And I'm like, I asked the lady, can I keep this? Because I could wear it to Club Pilates when I'm working there. And so here we go. It already is paid off.
That's great.
Yep.
Anybody else
Did
have?
it freeze? Oh, I thought my computer froze.
Nope, just being quiet, waiting for other people to chime in.
Anyone have any struggles, something to work out, some wins?
Well, I know my struggle right now is the people that are below. Some of them I'm communicating with them, some they're not responding whatsoever. So, I mean, it's at a point I just get, you know what, you can't until they actually make a move and reach back out to me. There's only so much I feel like I can do because I don't want to hound them or anything like that. And in the meantime, we are going to work on trying to get other people.
Yeah, focus on the ones that
So,
won't work.
yeah, I know. And I think the people coming in going forward, I think I'm going to do, I know I'm going to do a better job of establishing that. Because it's like I said, the others, they're not communicating whatsoever. And so I think I'm going to work on setting a different expectation for the people that do come in going forward.
Well, if this helped you, I talked to Sarah Pease, I think it was Randy a couple weeks ago, and I said, how many of your team, because she just made ambassadors, so let's just say she has 400. But she probably has a little more with her and her husband. I said, how many are plugged in? She goes, 10%. So you're gonna have a lot more people on your team that are plugged in. But if you want to
Well, that makes me feel better, actually.
it helped me as well. But what I'm trying to tell you, because I woke up to this concept yesterday, is that if people aren't plugging in, it doesn't mean they don't want it as bad as you do or whatever. It's just maybe not their timing. But we have a lot of people that we love on our team and they enjoy the membership. But for me personally, I think it's just go out and get a few more, the new
Right, because I know like I'm committed to getting in on these Zooms all the time. But like like my daughter, she doesn't have the time to plug in all the time like this. And and of course and we're actually working on something right now, that Sarah knows about how to connect with the Gen Zs and millennials. And so Sierra's like, I want to spearhead this one. Okay, let's do that. Because she feels that in order for her to reach that age group, it has to come from her. She said they don't want to hear about it from somebody older. And I said, I hear you on that. And to me, Trevorium is the best ticket safety net. I don't know what you want to call it for Gen Z and millennials. Absolutely bar none. I just have to beat it over the head to them that, you know what, you just got to follow the formula. That's it.
Well, I think it's just a matter, don't you guys think, of finding somebody who's hungry like Alex? Like Wouldn't we all want Alex and our team and grow 700 people in 1 month or 3 months, whatever? it
Oh,
is?
of course. Absolutely.
It's not about
But
beating people over the head. It's about finding the people who want it. You know what I mean? And if you can't find them right away, then just keep looking. They're out
oh,
there.
that's why we're going to Singapore to go see what we can find there.
I'm
And
so
sometimes it
excited.
just takes time to get their belief up too. So, you
That's
know, like I didn't have belief in the comp plan at all for 6 months. So, I mean, everybody, it's timing. Everybody has their life, you know, and that's why I say you
Why
gotta get in the cracks of your day, you know?
why was it you didn't have a belief in the comp plan? Just
Because
curious.
I was with another company for 7 years, and
Uh-huh.
I didn't, I mean, for 7 years I didn't make any money. And I
Okay.
worked it and I worked it and I worked it and I worked it and I didn't make any money. And so I've made more money now with Trevorium in less than 2 years than I did 7 years with the other company. And don't get me wrong, I love the other company. I just got turned off from the comp plan because I figured they were
Right.
the same. But once you build that belief and once you can see it, then that's when you're unstoppable. And sometimes people are, it's hard for them to see it because you're not speaking in their perspective. So
Right,
you
right.
got to give them some time to kind of figure it out for themselves and just keep asking them, how can I support you? How can I support you? How can I support you? And they will let you know how you can support them. If they don't respond, then that's not how you can support them at this moment. You just got to let them be and they'll come to you.
I know I've been talking to so many people like that, Barb, and then Hillary gets impatient but it's okay. I just keep dripping on them and I keep working
Yeah.
on my 21, which are new people. And I have people telling me, yes, I want this. Not
Not
yet.
now.
Not yet, but I
Yes.
want it.
I know, because you know what the thing is
Somebody
like
told
when you
me
listen to
yesterday.
the young man on Saturday, the one that spoke, the one that's a 1-star now, because he told his professors he's putting his master's degree on hold. Okay. He literally, and I'm sure, and I can't remember who his sponsor is, but she's talking about that she was doing presentations at 3 o'clock in the morning because of the time zone difference.
Yeah, Dr. Phillips.
Okay. So those are the people that, am I willing to do that? Yes, I am. Okay. But I realize, of course, I can't expect that from somebody else. It's like my daughter, I asked her, I said, when do you want us to get together? I said, when do you have off? Sunday and Monday. She goes, well, what about Thursday evening? I'm like, well, what's wrong with Monday? You're off. Well, Mom, that's my day to get my day together from, the week. And I got to go grocery shopping and I got to do the apartment. And I'm like, and of course I'm wanting to say, Sierra, what part of your life do you not have where's your priorities right now? Do you want to keep going the same way you've been going all your life? Which I know it's not.
Yeah.
So of course I had to back off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Charlotte, she's your daughter. It's a little too close.
I know. I backed off. I backed off.
Thank you. I would just love on her.
I did. I went, okay,
Uh-huh.
honey, Thursday's great.
Yeah, and just realize it's a gift, whatever time
I
anybody's.
know. I understand.
And
Yes.
if you
Hopefully she'll
ever
get there
heard-
one day.
I know we want it more for them than they want it themselves, but it
I
may
know.
this will help is that we are leading a voluntary army, and
Yes.
you catch them
That's
when
a
you
good way of putting it.
them, and it's like herding cats, and it's like, you have somebody's attention when you do, and when you do, if it takes 6 months like Barb, or 2 years like Danny Sagunal, or 3 years like, Daryl Maria, it's okay. And meanwhile, you talk to other people. And,
Yep.
and like Barb was saying, you're connecting with people and you have fun with it. And worst case scenario, when you get freaking impatient, you go take a trip, you know?
Yep.
Keep
Yep.
working it because it is going to happen for everybody. I honestly believe it. And, I've got a few more until I get to 2-star. I know Barb is working really diligently, and so is Tina, and so many people on this call. that as those people see us making those next ranks, they're going to join. I honestly believe that. Don't you guys believe that?
I have
Oh,
three
yeah.
kids. I have three kids. They're 30, 27, and 25. And they see the product, they believe in the product, but they just don't believe in the comp plan yet. They don't see it. And even though I've explained it over and over and over and over it to them and showed them the numbers, they still don't see it. But once people start going underneath them, and that's what I already told my son, it's like, you're already having people by the time that you're ready to get your 3, you're going to be already at a 1-star and surpass platinum director because you're going to have so much volume underneath you. Like when you're ready, it'll be here for you.
Okay, let me break in there and say something about what you just said, Barb. Jimmy the Butcher Smith couldn't even talk to his own kids, okay, because his wife threatened divorce for him if he did anything. So what did he do? He put his one daughter on the left, he put his other daughter on the right, and he went to work because he knew that he couldn't fail, and he knew that eventually they would see this. And
Yep.
absolutely they did, because the one daughter, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think she's number 16 all time in that company. The other one is like number 6. So they will see it if you
Yep.
don't give up. They
Thank you.
will see
Oh,
that.
I'm not
Yeah,
giving
yeah.
up on my daughter
Right.
either.
No, I'm just saying, and like Barb said, it's going to take some work, but when you start filling it in and they start to see the numbers and how it actually works,
Yep.
their belief will grow.
Right.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
it for them.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
just don't see it yet. And that's
Right.
okay. They will.
Hey, Dave Meany, we haven't heard from you. You have anything you wanna chime in here, Mr. Meany? I see you, but you're muted.
I said I just need to get off my butt and start working more.
Right on. Right on.
Hey,
Hey,
but
can you tell
Amen.
everybody? Can you tell everybody from your perspective how this happened with you? Okay, you and Stacy, and how your belief came when you went on your first trip. Can you tell everybody about that? That testimony about your first trip?
Yeah, I didn't believe in the program until I actually went on the first trip, and we went to help me out, Stacy.
Puerto Vallarta.
Yes, thank you. We went to the 5 days, 4 nights, and I was just in complete denial until we got that final bill. And we were talking to people at the resort and how they paid like thousands upon thousands, and they could not believe that we were only paying like 129, but we upgraded the room so it was under $300. And that was the eye opener for me. I actually just joined because Stacy needed somebody else to one up, I
Right?
guess.
Right?
And she was like, "Here, just pay this membership," and I'm like, "All right." And I still don't know all the ins and outs of it, and I need to educate myself more on it. So it's hard for me to sell something or try to present something to somebody if I don't know all the details. And I need
Right.
to have more details. So
Right.
I
So
need to work on myself.
yeah, you're a green guy. You gotta have
Yeah, he's the
details,
green.
okay? But we can work on that. We can definitely, I'd love to help you, Dave. Anytime we can do some one-on-ones and we can talk about it some more to help. But, guys, the U+3 part, okay, so Dave did this because Stacy said, hey, you need to do this, okay? You see the power in that? Our brand new 1-star ambassador got started with this saying, you guys need to do this. He had total conviction. Everybody did it. They got their 3. The day they got their 3rd person, they looked in the back office and what did they see? Confirmation. They saw $4.45 a day. Oh my gosh, this works. And what do you think they told the people that they sponsored? U+3, because this works. It's all in the compensation. You see? So part of it is your belief, and part of it is, just your color, you know? You just a way to figure out how you can share it, whether you're a red, you're a yellow, you're a blue, you're a green, but everybody can win here with Trevorium, I have no doubt. I mean, Sarah will tell you, we've been through this, and so have many others, Barb and Hillary, many compensation plans, many different companies, from startups to old companies, and we have never seen something. I would have zero problem telling anybody and any of my friends, and I do, just do this. You will not regret it. If you get your 3, you will see what I mean. And there's no doubt in my mind that our new ambassador, Alex, has been telling people and screaming it because it was their last $700. If it was your last $700, would you be screaming this to people? This is incredible. You should do this. Absolutely, right? So they had a little more incentive there. They had a little more hunger there. But anyways, yeah, Dave, I'm excited for you because I know you got what it takes, brother.
When I first joined this, I didn't even tell Dave. I was kind of like Jeremy. Because he was like, if she joins another network marketing, I'm going to kill her.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I'm not even going to tell him. Well, then I got to talking about travel. And he was like, did you join that travel company Kelly was talking about? And I was like, yeah. And I actually had 3, but my ding dong butt put all 3 on one leg.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't do that. You have to put at least 1 on the right leg and 2 on the other side to
Right.
start the comp plan. So make sure you tell your new people that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't listen to Jeremy.
Yeah. If you guys want to,
That's why I begged Dave to, hey, you got to get on this other leg because as soon as you do, I'll be at $10 a day because I was at 1 star before you knew it. I mean, it just boomed.
Right.
It was platinum, then 1 star, boom. So, yeah, that was the story on that.
If it's going to help you guys to see the comp plan in action and building the binary, we can do that next week if you guys want to help clear up your belief in this compensation plan.
I think
and
that's a good idea.
and how to build it. Um,
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Randy, I was just gonna chime in with you when you said, we've been in, several comp plans in the past and like this doesn't compare to anything. I mean, there's people right now, it's the end of the month, people are, they're struggling to get to that next rank. And if they don't, they're starting over at 0, tomorrow. So the other thing too, for the belief in the comp plan is we have people that are reaching out to us, you guys that have been in this industry for 2, 3, 4 decades, and they're taking a look at our comp plan and they're saying, oh my gosh, like this hasn't been done. This is amazing. And the company awards people so quickly up front. And with having, 50 people on your entire team, not personally enrolled by you, but throughout your entire organization, you've already earned a ring in the company. You already have a comma in your check, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 plus bonuses. I mean, don't be afraid to share this, you guys, because there's people in this industry that for whatever reason, maybe their company is not doing well and they're looking for something. They're looking for a plan B. And it's our job just to share, maybe they're not looking, maybe they're happy with where they're at, but there's people that are looking, and when they see what we have here with Trevorium, this beautiful gift, they can't help but join. They're gonna come in.
But hey, Sarah, I had somebody that actually approached me about it, and she's a major, huge network marketing person, okay? Because she'd been, I guess, watching. And so I said to her, I said, what would you like to see? She says, I just want to see the comp plan. Okay. I'm going to be, when somebody asks me that directly, I'm just going to send the comp plan. Crickets. I even messaged her back again, not a single response.
A lot of times they're trying to recruit you into what they're doing.
Oh, no, I already know her.
Okay.
So she's not interested in recruiting me.
Okay, it's
And,
not the comp plan because most binaries, which we'll get into next week, as Randy said, but the majority of binaries, you're getting paid 10% on the lesser leg. So with our comp plan, like it really truly is 10x how they've set it up. I mean, I don't know any company out there where you can have less than 400 memberships on your entire team and make $10,000 a month, six figures a year. I mean, if there is one, show me by all means. But like I said, we've got several people in the industry that are looking right now and possibly looking to join because they realize, and it's not just the comp plan, it's everything. It's our culture. It's David Hart, it's Adela Hart, it's the leaders, it's the trajectory of where Trevorium's getting ready to go. But she's probably happy with what she's doing, your friend. Doesn't mean not ever.
no, I know.
I've been
It just
thinking,
gets frustrating sometimes, when you keep hearing one hears over and over that, how other people react, and then you get somebody who's, and it's like then nothing.
Yeah, it does get frustrating. But then at the end of the day, there's all kinds of fish in the sea that are looking for something like this too. It's just not her timing and it may not ever be her timing. She could be
No,
very
I know.
happy with what she's doing, but at least you shared the seed. You planted the seed.
so
Yeah,
I've come to the conclusion that we in this country are basically starting out at the gate, climbing uphill. So if you guys, Americans are busy, we have more than one job, we're interrupted by social media, and I think we're more interrupted than in other countries. Plus, we don't have as much vacation time. I think the senior,
Absolutely.
it's a culture thing. It is a culture thing.
your prospects are not living in America full time, or they're from another country, they're perhaps more open. So I went to Whole Foods last night because I got dental surgery last week. I couldn't eat much, so I was going to go get some soups. And the lady at the check stand, how much time do you have? When I bought 5 things, do you think I had time to strike up a conversation instead of like attacking her? Can I have your number? But I wanted to create a relationship. It was really quite challenging, but I got her number. So it turns out she sounded like she was from Russia, but she was from Poland. Her and her husband are in America. She has adult children. They're going to college in America. She had just sold her house in Poland. And I was like, well, don't you have family there? And she goes, oh, yeah, we have a ton of family. And I'm like, well, of course, anybody with an accent, hello, Charlotte, they want to go visit their loved ones elsewhere. And so
Yeah,
I don't know else. It's just one idea that I had to meet people because, of course, I live here. But when I go on vacations, I met somebody on my trips, in Mexico when I was in Cabo. And, but I just feel like taking the heat off of friends and family and relatives and just really focus on strangers that
strangers. Yeah,
foreign country. That is why
Yep.
Alex and the Russian team are so big, because they're hungry. We pay on the American dollar. And I
That's why I'm going to Singapore.
I know Tia has intentionally done some things abroad. So not everybody can do that, but it's just a thought, like just not really give up on your friends, keep dripping on them, but don't get hung up on it. Like there's billions of people in the world. Like, I grew up playing folk music, and I went to college as a musician in school, and they wanted to shove I call it orchestral music, down my throat, and they required me to learn how to read sheet music. But most of the world learns by ear. That's what the most of the world is. If you think about it in context with musicians, they're not learning how to read music, and that's the only way to learn how to play music is by reading in sheet music. Most of the world learns it by grandma and grandpa. They go down their local pub. I grew up playing Irish music, and they taught you how to learn the music. It's in the culture. And so if we utilize this for our company, and think about, there's 50,000 ways to slice it. It's your business is not going to be made or broken by the friend that you just knew is going to make it really big in this business who lived in the same town. It's probably going to be somebody from a foreign country or somewhere else, you know, because they're hungry like Alex, you know. So. Anybody else have wins, challenges? All right, we ready to close the call?
Rock and roll? Yep.
All right, let's get to work. Make it a good week, guys. Top of the month tomorrow. So exciting. Have a
Awesome,
good one,
guys.
guys.
Yep, and then, that means next Monday night, there will be, David Hart on, right?
Correct.
Okay,
We won't
Aren't you
be doing-
glad that we don't have to start over every month, guys?
Yes,
Isn't that
yes.
fulfilling?
Another great thing. Yes.
I remember staying up till like midnight, like just crushing it and hustling so hard just to hit that goal because the next month the points started over at 0. I do
Zero.
not miss those
So
days
blessed.
at all.
So blessed in this company, and I feel so lucky to know all of you, and you know how you know we can all help each other. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the picture of Keith Brown. He's in Jamaica right now with his whole team. That inspires me. It's like we're like that. We're sharing love from across the country. We're not all in the same location, but you know, what other company can you go do that with where your whole team is at a world tour? It's insane.
That's so cool. Yeah. And, you know, you're just talking about your friends and your family are usually the last ones to support you sometimes. Look at all of us on this panel, besides Destin and Randy being related. I don't know if any of the rest of you are, besides Dave and I, but we're from all over the United States, and none of us probably knew each other until this company or a company before, right?
that's right.
For sure. For sure.
So that's proof right there, guys.
Yeah, what did Keith Brown said? He goes, yeah, these strangers that are my new family. And I don't know, you have to look at his post.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel about you guys, is each one of you have touched my life, and I'm so grateful.
We're
You know.
all like-minded.
Yeah.
I was going to share something quick too, tying into what Randy trained on tonight. Another thing that's so powerful is when you guys bring in, you know, when you bring in your new people and they take the 30-day challenge and they get at least their 3 people, when they hit 1 star, which is likely going to happen very quickly, Trevorium actually gives them $100 bonus every single month, which is $1,200 a year. So that's really exciting because again, Trevorium awards people very quickly for the right behavior in our company. And one of the gentlemen that is looking into Trevorium that has built really big in network marketing, that was one of the things he said. He said, it's just amazing that Trevorium rewards people so quickly right away, you know, where their monthly membership is covered and paid for, you know, where they're not having to worry about that. And then, you know, how Randy shared tonight, you know, they're just working on getting their new people to take that 30-day challenge so that ultimately when they hit 1 star, they're going to be able to get that bonus. And if they don't hit it, you know, within 30 days, it's not the end of the world, right? Because at 2 star, that's when your 2-star bonuses kick in. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that as well.
Okay, so just to clarify what you just now said. So
Mhm.
if they get their first 3 in the first 30 days, they get a
Mhm.
$100 bonus. And they'll continue to get that $100 bonus every month until they reach 2-star, right?
You got it. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Now-
but there's
Okay.
one caveat to that, is that you get the $100 when you actually add somebody that month.
Yeah, you still have to add 1 person that each month to get that bonus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Don't
thought.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just that they get the 3 and then they stop adding. They don't get a $100 bonus every month after that then.
No, when
Correct.
they
And
get
it-
1 star, they
Yeah.
have that available to them if they'll just bring 1 person on a month.
was gonna
Okay, so
say, you
that's the
don't
clarity,
get
because that's
your-
what I was confused about, because it made it sound like as if, oh, Sarah, when you get the 3, you're going to get it every month after that. But it's really technically, you still got to get another, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th person in order to continue getting that $100 bonus.
Right. Yeah. You have to bring in a person each month. Correct.
Did they
Correct.
change it? Because I remember before you get your 3 within 30 days, you qualify for that $100 bonus, but you don't start receiving it until you hit 1 star.
That's correct. That's correct. You don't hit it. You
And
don't
you
get it
have to
until you
have
hit 1
4
star.
personals to hit 1 star. with
No, you
your
have to, I
total
know to
volume.
hit, no, I thought you had to hit 1 star, you have to have 8 and 8.
Well, you do on each leg, but you have to have your personal volume. You have to have at least 4 that you personally sponsored to get it 1 star. They changed stuff about a year or so ago in the comp plan. Then your $100 bonus kicks in.
See, and most people, I feel like, I mean, what percentage of people would you say, in real all honesty, even get 3 people in their first 30 days?
There's a lot that could,
There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
A
I've
lot.
seen any, you know.
Well, just look at Alex's team. It's what we shared. It's what we trained on tonight.
Well, I know Alex's team, yes, okay, and I
But
get
there's
that
a lot of
because,
teams like that because it's how you come across to them. How excited are you about it? What's your belief level? It all ties into that. What is your are you believable about what you have?
If I
And
would have
those
known
people-
about it when I started, I probably would have. I didn't go to work for the first month. I'm such a
Yeah.
green
neither did
person.
I, because I didn't know it,
Yeah.
because I wasn't told it.
But we didn't know. We were all new here. We were learning. So I can't blame my upline because they didn't really know.
Well, my sponsor.
Jeremy didn't even get it because he waited a month before he told Sarah about it. I mean, so,
Right.
we're just learning and, but once I put my head down that next month and went to work, I got my 3.
Mhm.
I just put them on the wrong leg.
The $100 makes a huge difference for, I'm a 1 star and, it's not a whole lot of money, but it does help. I go, hoo-hoo, and then you get the $10
So wait,
bonus.
so Hillary, did you get 3 people in your first 30 days?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I think I got the 3rd person on the 30th day.
I also got my 3 in 30 days, and I also got my husband his 3 in 30 days
So
because I was too cheap to pay full price.
I like your comment.
It's
That's
the
what
God
I-
honest
I
truth, and I
wanted-
didn't, and then I didn't work it for 6 months at all, because I was busy doing another company. But I was smart enough that I knew that I wanted to not pay for the membership. I came into this for the travel.
Now, did
Quite
the people
frankly.
you brought in, did they get their 3 people in 30 days?
No, that's the issue.
Okay.
and got
So now it's and like you, I don't know if it was you, I think it was you that said going forward, that's I preach that, but I can honestly say I got my 3. That's, you want to get your 3 so that you're not having to pay for the membership. But yeah, definitely, I think that's the biggest thing that we have to make sure people understand is, and like I said, I will tell them I was too cheap to pay for this. I've never paid a membership for myself or my husband except for the initial startup. And my daughters, I was curious, was it your daughter? How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 31.
Okay, because my son's 31, and then I have a 29-year-old daughter and a 27-year-old daughter, and my daughters both have memberships, but they don't get it free yet because they won't do anything with it. But they have a lot of people, so eventually the same thing. They're gonna get it at some point. But I am gonna bring them to the women's retreat in South Carolina. So I was thinking you should do that. Bring your
So
daughter
now
to
when
that.
you're bringing in people, what meeting, trainings, what are you plugging them into?
Unfortunately, I've not brought people in recent that I would tell you what training I would do.
Okay. No, you're fine. That's fair.
Yeah,
I
I would
understand.
probably do.
Yeah, I
I
know.
would plug him into Sarah too. I use Todd's video, to be honest. I use Todd's video, the 10-minute, 12-minute one, for most people. Once in a while I'm using Cynthia's, but most of the time I'm using Todd's because I just feel like in the Midwest, Todd is connects with the
relatable.
people. Yeah.
Is relatable.
He's very relatable to my people that I'm bringing
Yeah.
on. And so that's the video I send. And then, but you know, I would have them talk to Sarah or Randy or,
Yeah.
I did a ton of 3-ways with Cynthia. I never got a person from any of my 3-ways I did with Cynthia.
No,
So,
neither did I.
Reach back out to them, drip on them, you know,
oh, I am.
Bar's been doing a lot of that, dripping on people, connecting is more like it. And she's gotten people to say no, and now they're saying yes. So same with Sarah. I think I talked to her, and people that quit are now coming back. So, you know, again, you're working with a volunteer army. And
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
a bit like taking care of a dog and cats. But everybody will win with this company as long as you don't quit and you just
Yeah.
keep playing your game, figuring out what works for you. I honestly believe that everybody is going to win with this company. It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm not quitting and I am going to be growing. I'm like, there's no options here. I don't want to be back in, I'm like Tia, I don't want to be reporting to anyone else. I want my life. And so that's the option because I gave up my other business. And so now I have to make this work.
Yeah.
So
I love that. You put all your chips in this bowl. Woohoo!
yep,
Big
yep,
bowl.
pretty much. So I have to do this.
So guys, I
And
want to share something with you guys that I'm hearing here, and it's all going back to the very beginning here. Everything you guys are sharing about getting your 3 all goes back to slow down, start them right?
Yep.
Have
Yep.
that
yep,
have that welcome call with them, with your sponsor, identify what their goals are, set the right expectations, have them do the 30-day challenge, and
Yep.
use that word challenge because some people are up to a challenge no matter what it is. And it's
But
a
Randy,
so when you're getting your 3, okay, if you're starting them right and you're taking them through the 30-day challenge, okay, now they know about the challenge. They know that they can get their membership paid for. They may tell you they don't care about that, but they'll do the 30-day challenge anyways because it's a challenge. Now, you're not doing that with just one person, though. This is the duplicatable part of it. We're slowing down to go fast. We're going
Yep.
back. We're starting them right. We're bringing them in right. We're doing the back office walkthrough, identifying their goals, setting the right expectations up front, finding out where they want to go, taking them through the 30-day challenge so they can get their 3. Some people will go, a challenge? Huh, I can do that tonight, right? Some people will think, I never win a challenge, but okay, let's try it anyways. What's it going to hurt if I'm going to get my membership paid for? So it goes back to sponsor, teach, to duplicate. Sponsor, teach, to duplicate, and let them decide. We educate, they decide. We show them the tracks to run on. If they want to run on the track, they want to take the challenge, they'll get their 3. If they don't, at least they're exposed. They're exposed to it because you're going to do that with everybody regardless. See, don't create different tracks for everybody. Have the same track that they can choose to run on if they want to, because that will duplicate. And that will lead you through the compensation plan. If you only did U plus 3, guys, you would get to ambassador. If you only did U
Right,
plus 3, you taught it, you will get there.
and the crown jewel is the comp plan.
Yes.
Because that's why the Ukrainians are winning, the Kazakhstani, because they talk about the business. They do not talk about, well, first of all, they don't even have plum benefits. So their only options is travel, and that is it.
Yes, but guys, you got to remember, when you're having a conversation and you're playing 21 with somebody, what we're actually doing is we're identifying what their problem is.
That's right.
So if their solution is they need to save money, then that's what we need to deliver. the
Yep.
savings. Now, if their solution is I need to make money because I got to send my kids to college, then your question is, hey, Barb, when you said you really needed to make some money to help the kids go to college, were you serious about that? So
Yeah, how serious?
we still want to take them down the track that they're on. Okay. If they
Okay.
need to make money, we're going to make sure they know about the money. Okay. If they just need to save money on certain things, we're still going to show them how to make money, but we got to deliver what they're asking for. So when Sarah
Right.
takes them through that form process, family, occupation, recreation, money, and motivation, when you do that, when you're having your 21, you're talking to people, when you identify what it is that they want, try to deliver it with our product, our comp plan, our business model. So just deliver what they want. If they want to travel more, we got that. We got that covered. We got that down. If they want to make money and they don't care about traveling, there's a whole lot of people that are doing that. From the brand new 1-star, Alex's whole team wants the money. His whole team wants the money. So U+3 is going to get it.
I was just talking
Igor
to
and Larissa too. Yeah, go ahead, Barb.
I was just talking to someone earlier. He reached out to me as somebody I knew from a previous networking, and he asked what I was up to and what travel membership I'm with. So I told him, that it was Trevorium, and he said hands down, Trevorium has the best comp plan in network marketing. He said that he's huge. He doesn't want to switch right now. I'm working on him, but he said hands down, Trevorium has the best comp plan in network marketing.
Wow, that's huge.
Mhm.
What company is he with?
He's with Dream Trips International.
Hmm.
Really?
That's
Yep.
not Matt Morris, is it?
No, it's Martin.
Okay, so you guys, along with what you just said, Barb,
Yep.
Matt Morris was the #1 income earner
Yep.
at World Ventures.
I know.
Okay. Guess who prospected Matt Morris?
Keith Brown, probably.
No,
You.
Todd Strand. Todd Strand showed Matt Morris our compensation plan, and his exact words, quote, and some of you have been here a long time, have heard Todd say this. Matt Morris said, you guys have a sleeping giant on your hands. That compensation plan is incredible. Where
Yeah.
he's at right now, he's got a whole lot, just like Barb's person. They got a whole lot of people. They're making a lot of money where they're at. But trust me, guys, there are people that know what we have and they see us coming. They
Yep.
see us coming. That's why Todd says every week, the top income earners haven't even joined our company yet.
It's so true. I have
And there
so
are people
many
have
big people.
20, 30, 40, 50,000 people in their organizations. They haven't even joined us yet.
I think, it just, okay, this is a thought that runs through my head. I think we need to, I mean, I know myself personally, I need to work on the verbiage. I want to be able to say when I'm talking to people, because I know that posturing is a lot of it, all right? And to be able to come across and to be able to say with that level of confidence, listen, if you're looking for something to make money, all right, I have, bar none, the best compensation plan that is on this planet right now. Okay, so if you want to look at it, fine. If you don't, that's entirely up to you. I just know what we have, and you're the one that's going to be missing out. So, okay, I said that now.
Okay.
Well,
Can I give you some constructive criticism?
Yes, please.
Everybody in the world is telling people, I got the best comp plan. I got the best product. I got the best this, right? If you switch that around and take their words and say, hey, when you said you were looking to make some more money, and they say, yeah, okay. Tell them, hey, I've got something that's working for me. It might work for you. It might not, but it's worth taking a look at. Now they haven't tuned you out because everybody's telling them, I got the greatest, the best, the latest, the newest. And all you're doing is you're tying into what they're asking for. I'm asking to make some more money. And you say, hey, are you serious about that? They're like, absolutely. Great. I've got something that's working for me. It might work for you. It might not. Use that. Take it away from them. It might not work for you, but it's worth taking a look at. Use that, and I think your numbers will go up because everybody in the world's saying, I've got the greatest, the best, the latest, you know. Just try to take their words and deliver an invitation to them, giving them what they want without promising them the world. Because if they hear you saying you got the greatest and the latest and everything, think about how
Well,
you
too.
feel when somebody tells you that. Somebody says to you, I got the greatest and the latest and the best. How many times have you heard that? Right? I mean, that's just something that might help a little bit with everybody.
If I could add something, Randy, I think the other thing is whatever you're selling, whatever they're selling, whatever the different companies are, we have a closet full of health and wellness products.
Yeah.
And
Does
just
it?
ask them how much they have stored of that, where we have an investment in our future vacations. So
Excellent
I think,
point, Dave. Excellent
yeah,
point.
and I just throw in my 2 cents on that.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Good one. Use it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's such a good one.
That was very good.
In case you're wondering, that's how I recruited Don.
Right on. Right on.
I attended a meeting with Don. He was selling toothpaste and deodorant and something else.
True story.
And I just let him go through the whole spiel. I can't even tell you the company name or what he was selling. And I basically just told him, hey, we're into travel and this is what we do. And then I just turned it over to Stacy and she just went on and explained it. And then we recruited Don.
That's so interesting because that reminds me of what Alex said on Saturday to his top person who just made ambassador and him himself. Did you hear that they started another company and it cost them $10,000?
Yes, I heard that.
I'm like, oh my God, who joins a company? It costs 10,000. Can you imagine all the products on the shelf? I'm like, oh, so glad I don't have that shit no more. If I want to use a product, it's because I want to use the product, not because I want to make the next rank, you know? Powerful.
Absolute truth.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, just to give you a little meat on the bone here about all these product companies that we've been through and gone through and products on the shelf. Do you know that 90+% of all companies in the network marketing space that are starting up are all in health and wellness? Now, the irony about all of this is there's only about 5 to 8% of any population around the world that is sick or hurt or so into health that they will buy your product. And here's another statistics for you.
Wait. Start that statistic again. How many of what
There's only
percentage?
about there's only about 5 to 8% of any population in the world that's sick or hurt or so into health that they will use your product specifically. 5 to 8%, okay, that will use your product. And the average is 3 months. They will use your product for 3 months. That's the industry average for health and wellness, okay? Now think about this, okay? We have a product that 9 out of 10 people want, and they're going to keep it, right? And they don't have to worry about chugging something down or swallowing or some kind of crazy, reaction they're going to have to it. We have something that everybody wants. They've always wanted it. It's never going away. It's been around since Christ was born, and it's going to be here long after we're gone. So we have 100% of the market to prospect to. 9 out of 10 people want what we have.
And they say
And you got
they don't.
90%, you got 90% of companies starting up. And what is their market? 8%. They're all targeting the same 8% of people that will spend the money to get your specific health product, and they'll only stay on it for 3 months, guys. That's
And-
some of the numbers.
And people say they don't want to travel or they can't afford to travel, and I've realized it's not true. They will.
They will.
They're like Barb. They'll go down to Colorado Springs and do a staycation with their grandbabies, or they don't count it a vacation when they're going to go visit relatives. But literally, they are traveling. So I don't hear it anymore when people say I don't have money, or it's Americans. I only have 2 weeks a year. They're still going to go travel for those 2 weeks. And our membership, you have to get really convicted that your membership will be paid for from the savings from one trip. You know, Barb really helped me that about a year ago when she did the math on her Cancun trip. One trip will pay for the savings of the membership. The rest of the time that you travel, which everybody does, is just gravy. And then you get your 3 and you get to 1 star. I'm like, everybody will be joining. It's just a matter of time.
That's great, Hillary. Back to Randy. I remember when I first met you and you had talked about health and wellness, because I came from health and wellness.
Yeah.
Can't even talk health and wellness. And like, basically, I think you have more numbers, but 10% of basically that it applies, you know, that is going to buy your products with health and wellness. And it's kind of funny. So my son had gone to this e-commerce meeting, and it basically, that's what he told me. He's 21, and he came home and he was talking about, I was like, so what was it? It was, oh shoot, I can't even think of the name of it now. Lori, are you on here still? Oh shoot. Anyway, it's, yeah, I can't think of the name, and we've all heard of it. Starts with an A, I think. But anyway, and we're like, okay, if you're interested in doing that, you need to look into Trevorium. And Todd Strand did a meeting with him. I think
Amway.
Amway, thank you.
It took me that long to get off mute.
Think of the name of it. Thank you. Amway. Yeah. And we were just like, oh my goodness. And not that I have had any experience with it, but we've all heard Amway. And yeah, so it was just kind of interesting that when Todd talked to him, you know, and but I had told him that too. I've actually told, more than one person, Randy, what you've talked about with the health and wellness, because it's so true. Like, you know, maybe not everybody can travel, but everybody wants to travel, and it's a matter of money, you know, maybe if they don't, but yeah, the savings and everything. That's a great point, Hillary, also. So anyway, but yeah, this was good when people were talking about their kids and everything, because that, yeah, I've related to this meeting a lot. So that's it.
Todd
Excellent.
also told her son that he could be the youngest ambassador in the company.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Get
Let's
going.
go.
I
Let's
may,
go.
yeah, I probably will. He's 21, he's in school, he works, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure I'm going to be helping him, but
That's okay.
yeah, when
We're here.
yeah. So anyway, but I think and I'll have to probably connect him with you, Randy. I think he'll relate to you, and when we do the onboarding and everything. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think it's plenty of time over. It's been such a fun meeting, guys. A little bit more cash, but thanks everybody. Does anybody have any
Thank you, Hillary. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, everybody.
Anybody have one more thing they want to say, or are we good to go? All right, guys.
Go.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a great week.
Love you all. Mwah. Bye.
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 Have a good week.